How do you feel?
Okay, so this is the bin tipper fault. This warning occurs under a couple different situations. So what we've done here is we've rigged it up. We pulled the tunnel out part way, and you can see it says tunnel not out. So when that occurs, basically it means that there's a sensor in this tunnel that's got to line up, and that's what's going to cause the tunnel not out warning. So in this case, we don't have it out of the way, so you can't see that sensor, but I'm going to show you that in a second. Let's say bin tunnel not out and your tunnel is fully extended. The first thing you're going to want to do is check the what's it called, Terry? The reed switch, which is this. You can see the pin that holds the tunnel out is that black cone, and just above that is a silver plate with a bolt through it. There's a magnet mounted to that and then mounted to the post, and those need to line up and be present in order for it to sense the tunnel is in fact out. If that doesn't line up or there's some sort of problem, you can do what's called jump the switch as a quick repair to get you back up and running and moving again. Call into service and they'll explain how to do that. I'm going to try and show you on the other side where that's located, and service might be able to reference that as they're helping you troubleshoot. But if you're seeing bin tunnel not out and it is out, the first thing you want to do is look for this reed switch here, and that's 9 times out of 10 going to be the cause of your problem. So good news is you can do a field fix actually with a paper clip or some other piece of metal. I'll show you where you get to and how you get into that. So along the bin tunnel not out error again, another thing that you can check quickly to confirm that switch is the issue. If your tunnel's out, you're going to want to go to maintenance menu, IO status number 6, and then you can see tunnel open closed. Right now this says 10. That's what you're looking for. That 1 means that it's closed. If that says 00, that's just confirmation that it's that reed switch, and you're going to want to call service in most likelihood. Unless you know how to jump that reed switch yourself, they'll need to walk you through it. Okay, so to get to that reed switch, on some trucks it's a little bit lower, which would certainly be easier from the sense of jumping it. You can see there, the cylinder is what's holding the bin tunnel open or closed, and above that there's a wire, 2 switches that are going into that corner post. Those switches you can unplug if you can get up there, and then use a paper clip to basically bypass that reed switch and trick the truck into thinking it's open. It's a field fix, certainly not something we want to have to do, but it can be done. So if you're having that issue and it's causing you problems, give our service department a call, and hopefully you got one of the reed switches that was mounted lower down. If you're having to do it, that's certainly easier to access. But at any rate, that's how the new trucks look. It's nice it's got this rear access door. If you don't have that, you need to come in through the tunnel or around over the top. So certainly wear your work clothes for that if you need to do it. Okay, continuing on with the bin tipper fault troubleshooting. This is still tunnel not out because that's how we've caused this error to pop up. But if you see in red encoder out of range or encoder limits not set, what you can do is refer to your manual. Those limits can be reset, and that can be a real quick way to get you up and running if that's your issue. So you're going to want to escape, acknowledge the error, then escape to the main screen, and you're going to go menu, maintenance mode. Again, you want to be really careful in maintenance mode, guys. We talked about it, but there's no safeties on in this case. But for setting encoder limits, you should be okay. Truck is off anyway, so not too much cause for concern. And then you want to go to next page, so okay, and you'll see encoder limits. So set upper limit, set lower limit. What you want to do is set the lift all the way up, run the lift all the way up. Again, be very careful of the tunnel because your interlocks may be off your maintenance mode. Run it all the way up, then hit set upper limit, then bring it down and set lower limit. And you may want to bring it up and down in normal mode. So get out of maintenance mode, run it all the way up, go back into maintenance mode, set the upper limit, exit, bring it all the way down in automatic. That just makes sure when you're moving the lift that the safeties and the guards protecting the tunnel and the operator are all working properly. So moving the lift up and down in maintenance mode is possible, but ideally you're just going to get it all the way up, set that upper limit, set that lower limit, and that should clear the error. If it doesn't, please call into service and they'll walk you through it. Sometimes those switches fail, and it may be that, in which case we need to get you a new switch as quickly as possible. But you may get lucky and just be able to correct the error by setting those limits. Finally, guys, so bin tipper fault, we're getting to the last event that can trigger a bin tipper fault warning. That is high security bypass stuck. Now that's probably your most unlikely of bin tipper fault warnings. It only applies to our MDX model trucks. There's a bypass plate in there that directs it into the high security portion. If you don't have an MDX, you'll never see that warning. If you're curious about how to fix that problem, should it pop up, recommend you call our service department, 800-465-3214. But again, that's an uncommon issue, so it shouldn't be what's causing your problem. Generally, check the tunnels out, check that reed switch, and if the encoder's out of range, try and reset those levels. It's something you can do real quick and get back on the road.
Okay. Max, just a quick.
So guys, encoder out of range, you know, that is an error that pops up pretty frequently. One of the ways to avoid that issue is to check the tension on this chain. Now we've done a video of how to do that, but you know, the truck, as it breaks in over the first few weeks, a couple months, that chain is going to loosen a little bit, and tensioning that up at the top will keep it nice and snug to the sprockets and put less wear and tear on the encoder, which is what's tracking the movement of the chain along those sprockets. So you know, how to deal with an encoder error is one thing, but preventing an encoder error is better, and really the root cause often is that chain is a little bit loose.